Long, long ago, in a peaceful village surrounded by deep green forests, there lived a kind old man. He lived a simple life, caring for his garden, helping his neighbors, and enjoying the songs of birds that visited his home every morning. Among all the birds, he especially loved the tiny sparrows. Every day, the old man placed small grains of rice outside his house for the sparrows. The little birds happily gathered around him, singing beautiful melodies. The old man smiled warmly whenever he heard their cheerful voices. Their friendship brought happiness to his quiet days. One spring morning, the old man noticed a small sparrow lying beneath a tree. Its wing was hurt, and it could not fly back to the forest. The old man gently picked up the tiny bird and whispered, "Do not worry. I will help you." The old man carefully cared for the sparrow every day. He gave it food, kept it warm, and spoke to it with kindness. Slowly, the little sparrow became stronger. Before long, it was able to spread its wings again. When the sparrow was finally healthy, the old man opened his hands beneath the morning sky. "You belong in the beautiful forest," he said gently. "Go home and live happily." The sparrow looked back at him with grateful eyes before flying away. The old man often wondered how his little sparrow friend was doing. One evening, while walking through the quiet forest, he heard a familiar song coming from deep among the trees. It was the same beautiful song he remembered. The old man followed the gentle melody deeper into the forest. The trees sparkled under the soft sunlight, and colorful flowers bloomed along the path. Soon, a little sparrow appeared before him. It was the sparrow he had saved. The sparrow happily flew around the old man. "My dear friend," the sparrow said, "I have always remembered your kindness." The old man was surprised to hear the sparrow speak, but he felt no fear. His heart was filled with wonder. The sparrow smiled and said, "Please come with me. Everyone wants to thank you." The old man followed the sparrow through a hidden forest path. Golden light shined between the trees, guiding them toward a mysterious place. Deep inside the forest stood a tiny, beautiful Japanese inn. Small lanterns glowed warmly, flowers surrounded the entrance, and cheerful sparrows flew everywhere. The old man could hardly believe his eyes. He had discovered the magical Sparrow's Inn. The tiny sparrows welcomed the old man with happy songs. They bowed politely and guided him inside the magical inn. The rooms were small but beautiful, decorated with flowers, soft lantern light, and colorful decorations. Everything was filled with warmth and kindness. The sparrows prepared a wonderful feast for their special guest. Tiny plates were filled with delicious food from the forest. Sweet fruits, fresh seeds, and beautiful treats covered the table. The old man smiled and thanked the sparrows for their kindness. After the meal, the sparrows began a joyful celebration. They danced gracefully beneath glowing lanterns and played gentle music. The old man watched with happiness as the little birds shared their beautiful traditions. It felt like a wonderful dream. The night passed peacefully at the Sparrow's Inn. The old man listened to the quiet sounds of the forest and looked up at the sparkling stars. He felt grateful for this magical moment that he would remember forever. The next morning, it was time for the old man to return home. The sparrows gathered around him to say goodbye. "Thank you for showing kindness to one of us," they said. "A gentle heart is the greatest treasure." Before he left, the sparrows brought out 2 special boxes. One box was large and heavy. The other box was small and light. "Please choose one gift to take home," the sparrows said with warm smiles. The old man looked at the 2 boxes carefully. He smiled and chose the smaller one. "I only need a small gift," he said. "Your friendship and kindness are already more than enough." The sparrows happily nodded. The old man carried the small box and walked back through the peaceful forest. Birds sang above him, and sunlight shined through the trees. When he reached his home, he gently opened the mysterious gift. Inside the small box was a beautiful surprise. There were shining treasures, colorful fabrics, and wonderful gifts. The old man was amazed, but more than the treasures, he valued the memories of his time with the sparrows. The old man used the gifts wisely. He helped his neighbors, shared with people in need, and continued living with a kind heart. Everyone in the village admired his generosity. His kindness brought happiness to many people. News of the old man's mysterious adventure slowly spread through the village. Many people wondered about the magical inn hidden deep in the forest. But the old man always told them, "The greatest treasure I found was not gold or jewels. It was friendship." One curious villager heard the story and decided to search for the Sparrow's Inn. He wanted to find the wonderful treasures for himself. He walked into the forest, hoping to discover the same magical place. After searching for a long time, the villager finally found the hidden inn. The sparrows welcomed him kindly, just as they had welcomed the old man. They offered him food, music, and a peaceful place to rest. When it was time to leave, the sparrows offered him 2 boxes. One was large and heavy, and the other was small and light. Remembering the old man's story, The villager quickly chose the biggest box. The villager carried the heavy box home with great excitement. But when he opened it, he did not find the happiness he expected. Instead, the box was empty, except for a small note inside. The note gently said, "True treasures cannot be found through greed. Kindness, gratitude, and friendship are the gifts that make life rich." The villager thought deeply about these words and realized his mistake. From that day on, the villager changed his ways. He began helping others, caring for nature, and appreciating the small joys around him. Little by little, his heart became lighter and happier. Years passed, and the story of the Sparrow's Inn was shared throughout the village. Children listened with wonder as they imagined the tiny magical inn hidden somewhere in the forest. Everyone remembered the lesson of kindness. Sometimes on quiet evenings, the old man heard familiar songs coming from the forest. He smiled as tiny sparrows flew across the sunset sky. He knew that his little friends were still watching over him. Under a glowing full moon and countless stars, the peaceful forest sparkled with a gentle magical light. Deep among the trees, the Sparrow's Inn continued welcoming kind hearts. The friendship between the old man and the sparrows became a beautiful story, remembered forever. The end.